Hello COIL, this is Fab, one of your teachers for the COIL project. In this learning adventure, you are going to learn how the people in the Honduras and Central American region builds a house. Our first model is related with Earthworks, and before start, not all the houses that are going to be built need this first stage, but it depends on where the house will be located. This is the first step, but as I mentioned, not all the construction projects have this step, and basically it consists in cuts and fills on the site or on the terrain, and such cuts and fills will define as the construction platforms or the flat platforms where our house or building will be erected. Obviously, prior to start a construction phase, it is necessary to have a complete design, and when we say the complete design, I mean an architectural design, an structural design, architectural, uh, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and so on. For this coil, we are going to use a real example of the building of a new house, and this is the terrain model. This terrain model came from a topographic survey, and you can see these contours here are called the contour levels, and what it expresses is the differences in height of the terrain. The terrain is located on a neighborhood that the main street has a kind of a slope in this direction. This is the other side of the road. So this is the highest point on the sidewalk, and this one is the lowest point in the sidewalk. To your right, there is a neighborhood that already has an existing construction here, a house, and on the left side of your screen and on the terrain, there is another property, another neighborhood, another neighbor, sorry, that has an already existing building there, a house. So for this project, it's necessary to level all the terrain to the desired final level. Since the street is going in this direction and the slope goes in this direction, we cannot level at this height, because if we do so, will be almost impossible for the users to park a car in here. So we have to perform a kind of cuts, stepped cuts in the terrain to level at different levels. This photo is from a couple of years ago, before the leveling works and the earthworks begin. And as you can see, this is the natural contours and slope that the terrain has. And this projection line tries to depict the final difference in height from the back of the terrain respect with the front. What we have to do is define the level of our project, the desired level, and we choose this point because the sidewalk comes from this direction, so this is our reference point. If we project this line until the bottom or until the back of the terrain, we'll realize that there is a lot, or at least not a lot, but we have to do some work of cuts this soil before we start the construction. And this is the before, and this is the after level desired. As I mentioned before, this is the reference point, the highest point in the sidewalk in front of the lot, where we want to set the 0, 0 of our project, or as a level bank. And now you are seeing some pictures of the cut and fill performed for that terrain. As you can see, the yellow line tries to depict the the old level of the terrain, and the 0, 0 or the bank level I mentioned in the previous slides, it is here. So as you can see, this is the sidewalk of the neighbor, and this is the street. The neighbor at your right did a kind of structure to allow his car to climb up to his house, but this kind of thing is not permitted by law, because when you do this, you cut the natural circulation of the sidewalk. And then you can see the people performing some kind of surveying or measurements before setting the final location of a water reservoir that is underground, and that will be dig after the backhoe finishes the cut and fill. So this is basically what the earthworks is referred with construction of houses in Honduras, and see you in the next lessons. Bye bye.